Good afternoon, Knights. Thanks for joining us. I'm Bryanna Valderrama, and today is Thursday, November 6, 2025. Here's your Charge on Air update. As the government shutdown continues, millions of Floridians could soon find themselves without federal food assistance like SNAP. Charge on Air reporter Chrissy Seville has more.
SNAP helps nearly 42 million Americans, from seniors to college students, afford their next meal. Many students rely on it because of the financial burden that paying tuition and rent causes. And now that resource is at risk. The U.S. Department of Agriculture posted a notice saying federal food aid will not go out November 1st unless funding is restored. The notice comes after the Trump administration announced it will not tap into nearly $5 billion in contingency funds to keep SNAP benefits flowing. The program currently helps about 1 in 8 Americans buy groceries. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, is for individuals and families with limited income and resources, including U.S. citizens and certain lawfully present non-citizens, such as refugees and some green card holders, as well as people working but earning low wages, unemployed individuals, seniors, and people with disabilities who need help buying food. SNAP can be used at stores like Publix, Winn-Dixie, and even 7-Eleven to buy everyday essentials like fresh fruit and vegetables, meat, dairy, bread, and even seeds to grow from home. Rick Aniston, a sophomore mechanical engineering major, says this decision comes as a huge blow.
In my opinion, I feel like it should have never been canceled. It's just not fair for me and my family that's back home that's relying on it. I also have to worry about school, so now at this point I have to worry about both school and food.
For many UCF students, this pantry could soon become a lifeline. As SNAP benefits remain on hold, more students may turn here for help. Senior integrated business major Kavana McKenzie is one of many students affected. She says SNAP has been a consistent resource for her. Now she's looking for other ways to get her next meal.
I probably would utilize resources like a Knight's Pantry just to get like dry goods and things like that, especially like as like the stormy seasons come up. I want to make sure that I'm like good to go.
UCF's Knight's Pantry says they're ready to help, but only while donations and supplies last. With SNAP benefits on hold, they could soon see more students lining up for food support. As the shutdown continues, many Floridians, including students, are left wondering how long they can stretch their resources. In Orlando, Christy Saintville, The Charge on Air.
It's an ongoing debate whether SNAP benefits will be funded for the rest of the month. 2 federal judges ordered President Trump to use the contingency fund for SNAP benefits, but we are still waiting on an update on how the Trump administration's plans to pay for SNAP benefits. Men's basketball opened their season with a win against the Hofstra Pride on Monday at Addition Financial Arena. Knight Nation showed up and the Knights showed out. UCF fans filled the stadium for the first time this season as the brand new black and gold team made their first statement. It was a back and forth battle between the Knights and the Pride, but UCF came out on top with an 82-78 win. Senior guard Riley Kugel played a big role on the floor for the Knights, leading both teams with 19 points. UCF will host SEC opponent Vanderbilt Saturday before hitting the road to face Texas A&M next week. The International Space Station celebrates its 25th anniversary of continuous human presence in orbit. Charge on Air reporter Jan Perez tells us more.
In Kazakhstan, Expedition 1 finally got off the ground today. The big Russian Soyuz rocket blasted off into a dense fog. On board, the American astronaut and 2 Russian cosmonauts who will be the first official residents of the International Space Station.
What began with 1 astronaut and 2 cosmonauts has grown into over 2 decades of humans consistently living in space. Since 2000, crews from around the world have conducted thousands of experiments and helped drive a new commercial era in low Earth orbit. In commemoration of their 25th anniversary, NASA created a commemorative logo. Seen here in the cupola, the central astronaut symbolizes every ISS crew member, while the 15 stars stand for the station's partner nations. UCF Physics Department Chair and planetary scientist Dr. Addie Dove says the station is such an important hub for science and technology.
One of the amazing things about the ISS is it's a really cool platform for just understanding how we can develop technology or how we can have humans live in space for a really long time. But also one of the big things they do up there is science experiments. So that runs the gamut of life experiments. So they're all often always wearing sensors that give biological data. But they also do a lot of really cool experiments that are doing engineering and technology development or just basic science.
For 25 years, the International Space Station has hosted continuous human presence in orbit, serving as a test bed for future deep space exploration and allowing NASA to advance its Artemis missions to the Moon and Mars. Graduate Research Assistant and Hypersonic Facilities Director Justin Sprunger says the ISS has delivered major benefits through its research and innovation and should keep pushing boundaries.
The research that they're able to do up there, and also the things that just came out of developing what they need to do that. We saw a lot of benefits just as a society from things like that. So I hope they continue to push kind of like the bounds of what they're able to test up there going forward.
In Orlando, with the Charge on Air News, I'm Jan Perez.
To stay up to date with everything happening in the ISS, visit nasa.gov. Protein powder has boomed over the last decade, with the industry scaling over billions of dollars. However, Consumer Reports has recently tested 23 different protein powders to find that they aren't as healthy as they may seem. Experts say that 2/3 of those tested contain more lead in one serving than what is recommended for daily consumption. Gym goer Aaron Campbell consumes protein powder daily and says he has to be more cautious.
Yeah, but now that I know how much lead is actually in your average protein powder, I got to be more cautious with the ones I'm getting, because I actually do care about what I put into my body. I care about my fitness levels. I got to take these extra steps just to make sure I'm putting the right stuff in my body.
So the next time you go to buy some protein powder, check the Consumer Reports to find out what's the best option for your health. Students can search Consumer Reports online to learn more. Nightbot, UCF's artificial intelligence program, is quickly becoming a part of campus life. Charge on Air reporter Jan Perez tells us more.
Nightbot is UCF's very own artificial intelligence program. Developed by UCF's Center for Higher Education Innovation, it's designed to be a one-stop shop for student support. Nightbot helps students through navigating registration, finding campus services, and answering general questions about student life. Unlike generative AI, Nightbot is built on a curated knowledge base to ensure accurate information is provided to students, with yearly reviews and updates to the information. UCF is currently piloting Nightbot in 2 courses, English Comp 2 and Calculus 1, to see whether targeted messages can actually improve students' performance and keep them on track during heavy workloads. Tyler Walsh, director of the Center for Higher Education Innovation, says his team wants to understand whether Nightbot can make a real difference in student success.
How does it work in kind of STEM gateway, and how does it work in arts and humanities gateway, right? And these are kind of critical courses for student progression. So does it help lower the drop rate, the fail rate, the withdrawal rate? Does it help lower the number of Ds that students are getting?
Next year, the program will expand into early engineering courses. Brian Yuri, a freshman architect major, says he sees both the benefits and the potential drawbacks of relying on Nightbot.
Though I see that it, as always, as most things in life have a balance, if you use the tools right, you can probably have the most effectiveness out of it and improve yourself the most.
While Nightbot currently relies on curated answers, the long-term goal is to keep improving generative AI so it can eventually respond to students in real time without sacrificing accuracy. In Orlando, with the Charge on Air News, I'm Jan Perez.
To find more information on Nightbot, visit sswb.ucf.edu. Now let's take a look at today's weather forecast. Today's high is 79 degrees with mostly cloudy skies and a 15% chance of rain. Tonight the low is a chilly 66 degrees with a 23% chance of rain. Keep your sweaters and jackets on standby nights. Tomorrow's high is 82 degrees with partly sunny skies and a 24% chance of rain. Much warmer than previous days, but you might want to bring a jacket just in case. That's all the time we have for now. Make sure to keep up with all that's happening throughout the week by following us on Instagram at The Charge News, and check back here for tomorrow for another news update. I'm Bryanna Valderrama. Thanks for watching and have a great day.